Hi again. My name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and today I'm going to be doing the second half of my What Sold for last weekend, which will be October 21st to the 23rd, so Friday through Sunday. It doesn't feel like it was as good as earlier in the week, but my sales have been pretty decent. I'm very happy for it being the start of fourth quarter. My sales have very much bumped up from the last few months. So, but you know, it's still the ebbs and flows. I'll have a high day and then a low day, a high day and then a low day. So, but you know, when you add all the other platforms in that I'm selling on, I'm doing very well, and I'm very grateful for that. So I hope everything is going well for you. I know I see comments, especially in my Facebook group, about sales being slow. And I say this quite often: do what you can do to control the situation. You know, do your end and sell similar each day as your items are about to roll over. Put your stuff on sale. Send out offers to watchers. Use the promoted listing. Yes, it's extra, but it gives you that boost that you might need to get more sales. So, you know, it's all a cost of doing business. So I did want to thank Janice. She bought me a buy me a coffee, so thank you very much for that. I really appreciate all the support that my viewers do give me. I'll take a moment to kind of do a little advertising. You know, if you plan on doing any shopping on eBay or the other large one that I'm not supposed to mention, I do have icons down in my description and in my logo. If you click on the icons to go into eBay, for the next 24 hours, I get a small commission on anything that you purchase. So just keep me in mind for that. You know, I also have affiliate links to List Perfectly. I think we just got one for WorthPoint. I'm not sure if Robert's added that in. So if you are considering any of those type Haulsale, if you're considering using them and you haven't already signed up, you know, do use my link. If you've not done a subscription service for American Bubble Boy, I do have a link for that also. So I'm probably missing others, but you know, I just remind people that if you're going to go do shopping, you don't even have to shop in my store. As long as you're shopping in those two platforms, I do get a small commission. All right, let's get to work. Started with the big one from Mercari, but it was my only sale for last weekend on Mercari. This is a Keter cantilever organizer. I bought this at the 100 Mile Yard Sale last year. I want to say I paid $5 for it. It had a few things in, like it had been used for crafts, but I mean, it could be crafts, tools, whatever. It was pink, which when I went to list mine, there were no pink ones. There were only gray ones. So I kind of threw a bigger price on it. I did end up getting a $57 offer on Mercari for it, and I decided to get her sold. All right, this is a Posh sale. Yes, Posh. I'm losing my mind here. All right, I had 4 sales on Posh. This is an Exxon Bengal Tiger plush. It did have Exxon right on the tag. I guess it's some type of advertising. It sold for $25 on Poshmark. So make sure, you know, I've got all of our clothes listed on there, but I am listing a lot more hard goods and plush because they sell over there also. Old Navy jeans sold for $16. This Tudor Court women's jacket sold for $14. And then these proper men's tactical pants. I remember buying these at a church sale for like $1, and they sold for $15. I had one sale on Etsy. I bought this last summer, or the beginning of the summer. I paid $5 for it at a yard sale, and I just waited for the right buyer because there was none listed like it on eBay or any of the other platforms. It was from 1994. It was just a cute little accessory. You know, it opened up. It had these little side trays in it. Very clean. It sold on Etsy for $62.95. All right, now to eBay. These sold almost immediately, which is kind of funny because you always think, okay, did I undersell them or underlist them or what? Or did you just list it at the exact price that somebody was willing to at least negotiate by sending an offer? These were just 2 of the little 5-inch Bratz dolls, sold for best offer of $10. I got them free from a friend, so free is good. Now this is a Tarzan Tantor the Elephant plush from 1998. I took a best offer of $9.90. I actually have a sale going on anything in my store that's $9.95 or less. I've got it, I think, 20% off. I'm just trying to move. I've got a lot in that price range, and I thought, you know, I need to go ahead and, you know, get stuff moving, and it has. So this wasn't one of them, but this is a musical frog plush animated toy, sold for $13.75. Again, it's been listed a while, and I did an end and sell similar, and then my sale set in, and it sold very, very quickly. This is a Disney Goofy stocking, 19 inches long. It sold for $18.35, so the Christmas stuff is starting to really sell. But again, I list it all year and I sell it all year. But you sell a lot this time of year. This was one of those 20% off items. It was a Gibson Greetings Little Pilgrim Girl from 1996, $7.96. Most of these I probably have under $1 in them. So, you know, I'm fine with spending less than $1 and selling for almost $8. These are little tiny Halloween Bodis. I have a misspelled word there. Dang it. Candle holder. There was a pumpkin, a cat, and a ghost. I'm telling you, 2 3/4 inches tall. They were itty bitty. I don't even know what you would put in them. But sold for $20 best offer. Almost every time I keep finding these little typos, but they still sell. Carhartt men's pants, sold for best offer of $21. Most of our pants we pay $2 or less for. So we've been kind of estimating about $1.50 a pair. These I picked up, I want to say this was at an estate sale where nothing was priced and you had to go buy a little card that they had printed out. All the cups and knickknacks and stuff were $2, and I bought like some Yadros and Jim Shore, and everything was $2. But this was a little cute cup and saucer. It's called a mustache cup because of this little rim right here. It sold for best offer of $20. I picked these up at an estate sale, at a yard sale recently. I paid $1 a pack. I picked up 3 of them. They were all the same. Sold for $13.75 for one of them. Tupperware miniature salt and pepper shakers. I picked these up at one of my bonus yard sales that we stopped at one day. Bought a bunch of just little Tupperware tools and gadgets is what I called them. But this was in the bag. I think I paid $5 for a whole bag of different stuff. These 2 sold for $18.35. G.I. Joe. I posted in my Facebook group recently that I like to go through the Action Figures ID group on Facebook. I just lay out a whole array of stuff. You number them and you get answers. And this is what happened. This wasn't from the recent stuff I've been doing. I bought a whole bunch of G.I. Joe stuff probably 2 years ago. And I'm still listing it slowly but surely. But they were able to tell me that this was from 1990. It was a Cobra Sonic Fighters radio. Sold for $7.96 for an itty bitty toy. Cole's Skippy John Jones Chihuahua dog, $7.96. Robert picked these up recently at, they said it was an estate sale, but it seemed like it was a whole bunch of different people who'd come together. But there were these easy release arm cake pans by Bake King. So if you ever see them, I mean, look at the condition. It says Bake King, but it has this little swivel arm. And I guess they don't make cake pans like that anymore. We paid $1, I think, for each pan. They sold for $22.95. Levi's 550 women's jeans. They had definitely tapered legs. Sold for $22. These are called Puppet on a Sticks. I picked all of them up at a yard sale for $1 each, so $4. I took a best offer of $27 for them. But they were cute. You would pull on the little knob at the end there and it would make their mouths open and shut. Very cute. Bought a bag full of Christmas ornaments. I want to say I paid $5 for just like a Walmart bag, and in it was a whole bunch of Sesame Street, SpongeBob, Scooby-Doo, just different things. These all were similar, so I decided to keep them together. Sold for best offer of $9. Build-A-Bear, he fell into my 20% off sale, sold for $7.96. Pokemon Pikachu, he's from Toy Factory. He's been listed a while, so I'm glad to see him gone also. He's also sold for $7.96. This is a Hasbro Littlest Pet Shop, Chihuahua. Again, if you come across Littlest Pet Shops, use Google Lens to help you identify the number for it and the breed, especially for the dogs and the cats. I almost always sell them individually, and then I'll lot everything else. He had just rolled over, hadn't even had a chance to get put back on sale, and he sold for the full price of $9.95. Tie beanies. Don't always think they're just not worth your time. I list them. Sometimes I do lots. Sometimes I list them individually like this. This was a Lynx named Trax from 2001. He sold him myself for $7.96. Madame Alexander Madeline doll. We've had a conversation about that in my live and some other video here recently. Probably a lot of this, I think, is the ones that I showed in my recent Ship With Me video. So I think that's where the conversation started. This was from 2010. Again, it rolled over in my end and sell similar and sold for the full asking price of $19.95. Cabbage Patch dolls. I pick these up quite often. Usually list them like $8.95, $9.95, and this one sold for best offer of $7. They're just, they're called a series like Zoo Babies or something like that, but they're all dressed as animals. I picked this up at my little favorite estate sale we like to go to Wednesdays after the live. Bought a bunch of vintage Christmas items. These 5 packs of ribbons were in there, so I just decided to keep them all together. The 5 together sold for $30 best offer. This is a Sunbeam Great American Popcorn Machine. I think we paid maybe $2 or so for it at an estate sale. It sat upstairs for a while because it did need some cleaning. Finally got it listed, and it sold for best offer of $25. And then this is cute. It's called a My Little Huggy Pup plush. 7 inches long, sold for $28.95. Now this is a brand called Expressions. I couldn't tell if he was a raccoon or a red panda, so I just used both. 24 inches long, really large, very cute. I had a high price on it because I couldn't find anything like it. You know what? I'm wondering if this was one of the plush that came from my Goodwill, Blue Box, that collaboration video that I did with the Hustle couple. It might have came from that. So it's been listed a while. I ended up getting a best offer of $42 for it. And then, oh, my last two. Pick these. Robert got these at a yard sale. They got buried under some clothes, so they sat over in a corner for a while. And then the other day, I have been making myself list things that are like large lots. Like I've done waffle blocks. I'm working on Rockenbach now. I've got Imaginext to list. I had these books. I've just been making myself deal with the stuff that's getting set aside. It's that time, you know. Yard sales and stuff are supposed to be slowing down. We bought a bunch this weekend, so not really, but it's time to start hitting the profit piles. And Robert and I spent some time this weekend just looking on the shelves, pulling stuff that needed addressed, because that's what they end up being. It's something that needs washed or cleaned, or washed or repaired, or looking for something to go with. I lost my enthusiasm and didn't want to deal with it. All of the reasons above, but they end up getting set aside. So I'm forcing myself to deal with that. But man, I've got a huge lot of Playmobil that I haven't decided what I'm going to do with. I don't know. I may end up having just to put it on Facebook for a local pickup because it's huge and I don't think I want to sort it out. But we'll see. We'll see. But back to these. Robert picked these Harlequin romance books up. There was actually two different series. There's this one that's called Desire. And I just I put them in order by month. So it went from July 2021 to August 2022, but not complete. So I put that up here on my listing. And then I took a picture of all of them together and then close up so they could read the titles and the authors. These hadn't been listed very long. I got a best offer on this set for $60, and then the same person also bought the other set that I had just listed, which were called Presents, and they were also from 21 to 22 for $78. So I did not combine them because they were already in heavy. One box was 20 pounds, the other box was 26 pounds, and they got shipped medium mail, but I was not gonna repack them. That would have been too heavy for me to manage. I think this video is probably short and sweet because I didn't have, sales are good, but I had a lot of low dollar sales and I don't always show you guys all of that because I'm just trying to get stuff moving. And, you know, if it's $4 or $5 and I've got pennies in it, a quarter, I'm letting that stuff go. You know, a lot of times I talk about how I'll pick up something and I know it's low dollar, but I'm going to go ahead and list it knowing that when I find something else to put with it, then I'll just end it, put something with it, raise the price. And that's just how I kind of work it because it's easier for me to find stuff that's been stored, you know, in a bin than to think, yeah, I have another one of those and then have to go figure out where it is in here. So that's just how I tend to do it. I don't mind. I've got the listings. I've got the space. And it works for me. Because almost all the time when I'm listing, whatever I have, I go into my store. I have a tab open for it just to make sure I don't already have it listed and I can just add a quantity, or is there something similar that I can put with it? It's just an ongoing thing for me. But sometimes I make the $4, $5, $6 sales, but I don't always share them with you. All right, it's that time. This was my second video this morning, so my voice is getting a little crackly because when you're home reselling, self-employed, down here in my basement, I don't do a whole lot of talking during the day. You know, it's just me watching other YouTubers on my side computer and just working from like 8:30 to 4:30 every single day down here standing. But I love it. 23 years and I'm still, you know, I have my days. We all have our days where it's just like blah. But for the most part, I enjoy sorting through stuff and by the end of the day, having a huge tote full of stuff to go from this side to the side that's listed. So I hope this helps you guys. We got to get to work, get our death piles dealt with. Right? All right. Bye.